Welcome everyone, I'm Mayor Westmoreland, meeting again with Paul Jerome, our City Administrator. In fact, wearing very similar clothes to what we were wearing in the last session. So welcome, Paul.
Thank you.
What are we going to be talking about now?
We're going to be talking about roads.
Roads,
everybody's favorite topic.
That's another topic in Eagle Mountain for sure. We've got a little bit of road construction going on, a few orange cones out there, a few detours. Tell us what's happening.
So right now we are working fast and furiously on expanding Pony Express Parkway from Mid-Valley Road down to the roundabout at Eagle Mountain Boulevard. So that's the big one that we're working on right now. In conjunction with that, though, we have already budgeted for Mid-Valley Road to be expanded as well. And we're hoping to hook that onto that same project.
So that's right. Those are the lanes that are right up against Corey Wright Park.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, and that will make flow in and out of the park and the middle school that much better.
A lot better. Okay. Yeah.
All right. What else?
So yeah, we've actually with this expansion of Pony Express Parkway, we've had a lot of expansions leading up to that. You know, Pony Express Parkway was expanded in Saratoga Springs a few years ago. Also was expanded up to Mid-Valley Park or Mid-Valley Road as well. In the last couple of years.
Okay, yeah, so over the last few years, we've taken the expansion all the way from Redwood to Mid-Valley up to our current construction. So that's a lot of mileage of Pony Express road work, and we're happy to see that reaching a conclusion this year after all those years of work. All right, what else is happening?
Yeah, it's no small undertaking for that road, and especially that being our busiest road.
Right.
But yeah, it's great to have that looking like it's coming to an end, and I think that the residents can agree that it's very beneficial.
And maybe we can go there. You know, no one likes road construction. We love the result, but getting there is a little awkward. When can we anticipate this expansion on Pony Express being completed? I realize sometimes best made plans don't always work out exact, but about when can we anticipate it getting wrapped up this season?
Yeah, so we're hoping that it'll be end of September to mid-October is when it'll wrap up. Again, weather is a factor in all these road projects. We only have a short window. I know the joke is that you have 4 seasons, road construction, fall, winter, spring, and then you go right back into road construction because it really is. We have to have those temperatures be at a certain...
You have to have temperatures and you have to have dry conditions in order to lay that road down. And unfortunately, that does overlap with school openings.
Yes.
So, but we will be doing everything we can to make that work. I know one of the concerns that parents have expressed are the trails that were torn up. Can you address that for us?
Yeah, so right now, Kenny Singh Construction, which is a contractor for this Pony Express widening project, is actually replacing the trail. It had to be relocated, obviously, because the lane of traffic was going to be where the old trail was. So that was removed. They've actually already got the road base, and they've been compacting that. So our goal is to have that done and paved again by the time school starts. That's our goal. Again, sometimes there are constraints that are out of anybody's control. If anything, that trail will be compacted hard enough that you could ride a bike and certainly walk on it. And we'll make sure we make plans with the contractor to avoid times when people will be on that.
And those safe routes to school will be designated and all that figured out. We'll get that out to the public before school starts.
Yes, exactly.
So, all right. So we've seen a lot of growth in Eagle Mountain and the necessary road work that's taken to get there. So part of that is one of the parts that fascinates me there is funding it, and maybe fascinating isn't even really the best word, but because everything is driven by funding. Either you have the money to pay for it or you don't. And so one of the things that we take pride in here in Eagle Mountain is working hard, being creative, obtaining outside funding that doesn't tap into our homeowner tax revenues. So we work with outside organizations like Mountain Land Association of Governments and UDOT to get the necessary funding for our roads. So I believe we have, between those organizations and our economic development, I believe we have about 34 miles of roads that are either in the process or have been completed over the last 4 years, with a total value somewhere in the vicinity of 25 million, maybe not counting traffic lights. But again, the great part of that is that's all been funded by outside sources. That's either come from Facebook, from Tyson, from UDOT, or from MAG. And so with that planning and those relationships there, that's helped to move things forward quite a bit. But in some of our projects in the future, we might be bonding. Could you explain that to us, how that will work and the projects that will be applied to?
Right. One of the big projects that we're going to undertake soon will be next year. But as soon as that paving season starts again, we'll be embarking on Airport Road. That one will require bonding. Now, that doesn't mean that the tax rate's going to go up for the city. These roads are paid for by impact fees or those sources that you just mentioned. And so we will actually be making those payments out of impact fee funds on that bond.
So it's the new housing that pays for that.
Right. So each house has to pay an impact fee because they're actually taking capacity away from something that someone else already paid for. So we need to make sure they're paying their way so that in the future when we need to expand to accommodate their needs, there's money there.
Okay.
Now, because of our high growth, that's easier said than done. And then that's why we need a bond sometimes for that, even if we're using that impact fee source to make those payments with. And then, if once we actually have done that with Airport Road, our hope is to then switch to Eagle Mountain Boulevard. Yes. Hopefully have enough impact fees saved up because of bonding and stretching that debt out for a while, that we can actually start slowly marching north on Eagle Mountain Boulevard.
Yeah, so that will follow right behind. That'll be the next major project behind Airport Road.
Correct, and it's not budgeted yet.
No, not
Airport
budgeted.
is, but not. Not.
But it's in the queue,
Yes.
so to speak.
It's on the horizon.
So it's coming up and it's in process. All right. Anything else we need to know about roads?
I just appreciate everybody's patience with the cones, like you mentioned before, and the constant construction. We're doing it to try to make, eventually, once the project's done, that it's easier to drive on our roads and have free-flowing traffic.
All right. Well, thank you for being with us,
Thank
Paul.
you.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Catch us again in our next segment for other interesting topics. And if you do have questions, let us know. Thank you.